In lesson 4.5, we're going to learn how to deal with negative exponents. First of all, let's review our power rules for dividing. If we have 6 to the power of 4 divided by 6 to the power of 2, remember, if our bases are the same, we leave the base, and if we're dividing, we subtract our exponents, so this would become 6 squared. Similarly, in this example, I have base 4 and I'm dividing, so this would be 3 minus 5, which would be the same thing as 4 to the negative 2. So now we're encountering a new result. We have an answer that has a negative exponent. We haven't seen that before. So we're going to learn today, how does that negative exponent, how do we deal with it? And that's going to be the feature of today's lesson. When we have negative exponents, okay, basically the negative exponent means that I can reciprocate the base and I make the exponent positive. So for example, 2 to the negative 3, well, my base is 2, I can reciprocate 2 to get 1/2, and then I can raise it to the power of 3. Another way of writing that, when the numerator, when this base is 2 over, say, 1, okay, I can move the 2 down to the bottom and make the exponent positive and leave 1 in the numerator. These two things are the same, but I think this idea of reciprocating the base and making the exponent positive is a little easier to understand. 4 to the negative 2, again, I have a negative exponent. I reciprocate my base, so 4 becomes 1/4, and now that becomes positive 2. Again, if I wanted to take this one step further and evaluate these, okay, if you're cubing a fraction, you cube the top, and 1 to the power of 3 is 1, 2 to the power of 3 is 8. Similarly, 1 to the power of 2 is 1, 4 to the power of 2 is 16. All right, so fractions with negative exponents. Let's continue now when I have a base that's a fraction. Okay, so same rule applies. I reciprocate the base, and now my exponent becomes positive. So now I apply the 2 to the top, so 3 squared over 2 squared. So I square the numerator and I square the denominator. 3 squared is 9, 2 squared is 4. So again, the shortcut, flip the fraction, then apply power to both the numerator and the denominator, and the power will become positive. So 3 to the 5th, all to the negative 3. Again, let's get rid of that negative exponent by flipping the base. So this is going to be 5 over 3 cubed, which now becomes 5 to the power of 3 over 3 to the power of 3. 5 to the power of 3 is 125. 3 to the power of 3 is 27. So even though they look kind of challenging to begin with, we basically just flip the base and we're right back to something we've done before. All right, let's take a look at these. We want to evaluate each power. So again, I want to get rid of the negative exponent up here. So to do that, I reciprocate the base, and the reciprocal of 3 is 1/3, and then I have to square it. And now I square the top, so it's 1 squared, square the bottom. 1 squared is 1, 3 squared is 9. Now this one's a little bit more of a challenge because I have a negative base and a negative exponent. But again, when I reciprocate the base, okay, this is the negative sign will just stay there, and this will be 4 over 3 to the power of 3. Now, when you cube, okay, you have to apply the negative to the top or the bottom. It's mostly convenient to put it with the top, so this is going to be negative 4 cubed over 3 cubed. And negative 4 cubed is going to be negative 64, and 3 cubed is going to be 27. Okay, in our last example, we have 0.3 to the negative 4. Well, 0.3 is really 3 over 10 to the negative 4. So again, I want to get rid of my base. So I'm going to flip the, I'm going to get rid of my negative exponent, sorry. So I'm going to flip the base. So this is going to be 10 over 3 to the 4th power, which is going to be 10 raised to the 4th power, and 3 to the 4th power, which is going to be 10,000 over 3 to the 4th is 81. Okay, I want you to pause the video and I want you to give these a try. Okay, hopefully you've had a chance to try these. So 7 to the negative 1/2 is really the same thing as 1 over 7 squared. And again, we might be able to do these in our heads now. 1 squared is 1, 7 squared is 49, and that would be the final answer. In part B, again, I want to get rid of the negative exponent. I reciprocate the base. And now my exponent's positive, so this really is 3 to the power of 3 over 10 to the power of 3. 3 to the power of 3 is 27. 10 to the power of 3 is 1,000. Now, negative 1.5, you have to realize that negative 1.5 is a fraction. It's negative 3 over 2. Again, I want to get rid of that negative exponent. I flip the base, so negative 2 over 3, all to the power of 3. Again, the negative either goes with the numerator or the denominator, so negative 2 cubed over 3 cubed. Negative 2 cubed is negative 8, and 3 cubed is 27. And notice our final answer here is negative. And that makes sense because if you're taking a negative base to an odd exponent, that answer has to be negative. So again, it follows true that my work was correct, at least as far as my signs go, because my final answer did work out to be negative. Okay, there's your first part of section 4.4. So try those questions. And again, there are more answers. The answers are on the web page if you need to check your work.